Stevie Lee has asked, what elements make a strong ending, and how do I avoid cliche endings when writing genre fiction like crime or mystery?
Well, crime or mystery, that happens to be my favorite genre, frankly. I have loved mysteries since like pre-Nancy Drew. I mean, I was reading mysteries before I even started reading Nancy Drew. And I don't think, I mean, first of all, when you're writing crime or mystery, you have to know everything that happened in the crime and what and why before you get to page one, obviously, because it's already happened. And I don't, I mean, my gut sense is, and the mistake that writers make is that they give us a change, a what without a why, that we don't get to see the penny drop inside. We don't get to see how the person figured it out. The way that mysteries can be boring is that somebody suddenly realizes something, but we didn't see the way that their internal logic shifted. We didn't see what shifted it, because that's what we come for. Well, how would I navigate that? So that seems, you know, I mean, to me, that would be the best piece of advice. That would be the best piece of, and don't do, and I know sometimes books are, I don't even know what book this was, but, you know, a writer that I work with was saying, oh my God, I read this book and it's a mystery and people are loving it. And it made me so angry because when it got to the end, I'll tell you two things, but people are successful. This one was that the guy who was I guess the bad guy was in the book all along. And then at the end, we find out that at some point he changed his name. So that even though we knew the name of the bad guy or whatever, that this guy was that guy because it's somebody. It's like, oh my God, that's as bad as having an evil twin. And then there was another book that someone told me about where you're following what you think is one timeline, and then suddenly find out it's been two different timelines. That what you thought was happening in the present had actually been happening in the past. And I just want to punch writers who do that. Like really, frankly, I want to punch them in the face. It's like, that's it. The one thing I would say if I gave a piece of advice to writers is don't try to fool the reader. Don't come in and go, oh, I'll fool the reader. They'll do this, they'll do that. I mean, some people can pull it off. It's not good storytelling. It doesn't give us what we need. Mm-hmm. If it's the days that he changed his name, it's like, okay, fine. That doesn't teach me anything. I don't understand anymore. I don't get anything. I get the writer was being clever, but I don't care. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I would always go deep into letting us see the penny drop and thinking of all those layers as to why the person did what they did. And think, if you want to think anything about the readers, we're coming in to figure out why.
Right.
Why would somebody do that? Why would they do that?
The advice that comes to mind when you told that story is play fair. It needs to be fair. By the end, the reader needs to think, oh, that was great. I was fooled, but in a way that I understand.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll tell you, I was reading the only book I ever read by Harlan Coben. I'm going to totally, if anybody is going to read, I think it's called Tell No One. I'm about to give a spoiler away, but it goes all the way through about this. It's got two timelines. It's really well done. This guy's wife apparently died like 8 years ago, but then he sees a video and like, oh my God, there she is. She just walked right by. So you get these two timelines, and it had to do with, and the reason she left was because somebody was killed. And like, we thought that she killed this person. And we're in this guy's head, right? The story present is in his head. And at the end of the book, he tells us that he's the one who shot the guy. And it's like, are you kidding me? The whole thing. And you were the murderer all the time, and I was in your head, and it never like went through your head even once. It made me so angry.
If you enjoyed this video, we've got a lot more on writingmastery.com. Check the description for links to our blog, free writing tools, and more. Happy writing.